Hello and welcome to the second episode. Yes, we made it to the second episode of Keeping Up with Karishma, where you get to keep up with me and I get to share all the cool things that I'm up to in my life. Because as I mentioned in the first video, please go back and watch it if you haven't, I am here to share all the exciting, amazing, beautiful things that I'm building. And it's really interesting. I just want to start by saying I loved doing the first video. I loved just like getting on, talking, and just having this space where I felt like I didn't have to edit myself or make things shorter or anything like that. So we're really loving this. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with one take videos because it does mean that I am like talking for the entire time. So potentially we'll add some edits, and then also depending on what I'm sharing, it might be good to kind of maybe break it up or, you know, share other things on the screen and things like that. But for now, we're going to keep going with one take videos. For those of you that don't know me, if you're new here, thank you, welcome, thank you for being here. I am a writer, an editor, and an instructional designer, and on the side I also do human design readings. And so a lot of this is going to be talking about like business stuff and writing stuff, but also personal things. So interestingly, today is actually going to be a bit more of like a personal update and like just sharing about some really exciting things that have happened over the last week. And then we'll come back to the writing and the business stuff because last week was lots of other things happening. So the first thing I want to talk about is I have been on a bit of a health journey. So since mid-October of last year, so I got back from my trip from Canada and I had the best time. And when I got back, I realized that like I just needed to take better care of my health. And part of that is the fact that I was carrying way too much weight, or like I'm 5'1", I'm 154 centimeters, I'm very short. And so when I'm carrying too much weight, it just feels like even more because I'm a shorty. So it's not like I've got like the height to carry it or anything like that. And so since mid-October of last year, so we're going on, I don't know, like 4 months or something like that, I have lost about just under 8 kilos. So for the Americans, that's about 17 pounds. And I think there isn't one thing that I've been doing, but I would say a big part is that I stopped snacking, and I've really been tying into or like checking in and connecting back to my hunger cues. And that has made me realize how much I was eating when I wasn't hungry, or like I would be full but keep eating. And so that has been a huge part of it. I have been lifting weights 3 times a week. I try to hydrate. I try to get as many steps in a day as possible. I aim for about 7,000, but it really is very much we're just trying to do sustainable things, because in the past, I really have been someone that tried to go balls to the wall, tried to do as much as possible, tried to work out 5 times a week, drink 3 liters of water, like do as much as possible. And I would always like burn out after 3 weeks. So now I'm doing what I consider to be the bare minimum, but it's actually probably very good when you take into account that like I'm not snacking, I'm listening to my hunger cues, I'm lifting 3 times a week. You know, I try to get at least 7,000 steps a day. I've now incorporated mobility. I'm trying to prioritize protein. So it's been really, really cool to kind of go through this journey and doing it in a way where honestly it feels kind of natural. It feels kind of easy, which for me I know is like a sign that I'm on the right track. And I really, I've just like really loved this. And I think with this, I've noticed like a lot of energy come back. I've noticed that like getting dressed doesn't feel like a stressful experience. Like all the stuff that comes with losing weight and feeling better about yourself, I've definitely been experiencing. So last week I got to like 7.8 kilos lost. So we're like just about on that 8 kilo mark, which is really cool. Realistically, I probably only need to lose like 2 or 3 kilos, or even now I'm already feeling great. So we'll see how it goes, but we're just continuing to build on these steady habits. And then number 2 thing that I want to talk about is Hilary Duff tickets. So last week I was very, very lucky to snag a ticket to Hilary Duff. And I had to get a single ticket because even though I pre-ordered her album to try to get a pre-sale code, and so that was the very first day, and I was on that time and I was early and all those things, I still was only able to get a single seat for the Sydney show. But considering how much like I see people talking about it and they're like devastated that they didn't get a ticket. So I am very, very excited about that. And it's just been this incredible experience because when the Eras tour, Taylor Swift's Eras tour happened, I really was someone that at the time I felt quite sad that I missed out, but I was like a late/casual Swiftie is what I'll say. And so it just became one of those things where I was always sad that I didn't get to see her, but now that I can see how excited I am about seeing Hilary Duff, and also just how much I'm loving her new album. The album came out Friday, so like 2 or 3 days ago. I have just been loving it. Like, I can kind of almost feel like I don't even know why I was sad about missing out about Taylor Swift, because I wasn't even that excited about it. Like, I would have looked forward to it and I would have loved it, I'm sure. But like how I'm feeling now about Hilary Duff, even though the concert is in October, I've already got a countdown on my phone. I'm already thinking about what I want to wear. And like, it's just like filled me as well with a sense of like love for myself and like returning to my roots and like being a pop girly and just like, it's like a really, really good feeling. So very excited about that. The concert isn't till October. And so who knows, maybe I'll still be doing these videos in October, and who knows, maybe these will evolve and I'll become like a vlogger and I'll vlog parts of the concert or something, or I'll talk about it, or like maybe these ones will evolve. We'll see what happens. And then the third thing is a little bit off center, a little bit off the beaten path, is that I have just accepted today a casual retail job. And for the record, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it because I'm hoping to go into a retail career. Honestly, it's because as someone that is such a people person and someone that loves interacting face to face with people, I just got to this point where I was like, I love my writing work. I love human design. I love like this creative and this like work that I do, but it's so screen faced, and so much of it often ends up being me and a screen, me by myself. And I was like, I think I really want to get a retail job. And so it's been a little bit of a mission, and we're still kind of figuring out exactly how it's going to fit in with the rest of like the work that I do, but because it's casual, it shouldn't interfere. And so I am very, very excited about this, which also reminds me, wasn't going to talk about it, but we'll get to it. I have also just started a ghostwriting contract, and because it's ghostwriting, I can't talk about it, but I'm very, very excited about that one as well. So there's just lots happening, and I really think that getting this casual retail job is just going to like support me, because I am able to kind of have human design and writing and retail, and just I really think I'm someone that thrives when I have multiple things on my plate and multiple different things as well. So I'm very, very excited about that. I haven't started, and I need to figure out exactly some of the logistical aspects. But yeah, it happens. So you guys get to be the ones that are the first to find out about it. And yeah, so a lot of last week was just kind of figuring out stuff. I was starting a new writing contract, there was that sort of stuff. And so I haven't really had as much time to think about or like actually start to execute on like content for my writing and human design, putting that out there in terms of like a strategy of like what posts I'm going to put, where I'm going to post them. Are they going to be carousels? Are they going to be reels? Like I haven't really sat down. And so I was going to do it today, but I'm just feeling like low energy. Yeah, this is my low energy. I am feeling low energy today. And so tomorrow I'm going to sit down and have like a big strategy day. But this week going forward, especially with getting that retail job and like kind of having, what's the word? It's like having kind of solved a piece of the puzzle, like that people factor, the social factor, like how isolating it can be to do like writing work and sitting at your laptop all the time. I feel like it's also renewed me with a sense of energy to be like, well, that's sorted out now. So now I'm going to focus on building out my writing, really thinking about the website. I've got some branding stuff from some design people that are doing that for me. So working on that, like now I feel like I've got that little bit of sorted out in terms of getting a retail job and kind of having that energy, having a place for that type of energy that I want. And so I can now really focus on that. So I think next week's video, I should have a lot more to talk about in terms of the writing, the human design, what we're talking about. So that's kind of life updates. It's like good stuff happening with health. We got our Hilary Duff ticket. We're looking forward to her concert. We've got the retail job. And then now I really feel like I can focus on like business and writing. And I'm like, I am like super pumped to build. Like I can't wait to like build something solid and sustainable and like something with a strong foundation. So that is coming. So that is my update for this week. I did also want to share, like I thought about doing this cute new little segment at the end, and it's kind of going to be like a weekly favorite video or TV show or YouTube or like what I'm reading, kind of like that. I know people do monthly favorites videos, but I thought weekly I would share something that I'm excited about. So I have a book and I also have a TV show. So the book that I have is this one here, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Now, the fun story about this book is that, like, I love it. I started it, but I got it out from the library, and twice I've gotten it out and I get busy and then I forget to like return it and it ends up being late and it's a whole thing. So I have decided that I'll just buy the copy. I got a very cheap copy at Big W, and now I can like slowly read it. I might even try to read it over the course of the week because we're talking about it. So I'm like, I want to talk about what I thought about the book next week. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. And then in terms of what I'm watching, I have been rewatching the TV show White Collar. So the TV show White Collar, it's about a guy that's like a con man, and his sort of whole deal is that he then, as part of the storyline, he pairs up with the FBI, and there's all these other storylines. And I've watched all of the, I think there's like 6 seasons all the way through. Loved it. Like, there are very few shows that I would rewatch, but I'm rewatching it. And I'm also no rush, so it's just something that I'm watching like on the side when I want like a nice easy show, something that I've watched, a bit of a comfort watch. So yeah, that is kind of what I'm up to. Yeah, this week is going to be big about work in terms of like writing and human design and content, and it is going to be a heavy week in terms of like sitting down and heavy like strategic creative thinking. So yeah, that's my week. Excited to read this book, excited to like work and dive into all the things. And so that is my update today. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see something specific from me, drop me a comment. If you're one of my friends, just say hi in the comments because I kind of would love that. And if you want to see the next week's video, the next episode of Keeping Up with Karishma, yeah, subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Totally love it. So grateful to have you here.